my feeling is I believe, hey, the Warriors have signed LeBron James. I would be thinking, okay, all right.
Oh, totally.
I don't know what's going to happen, but fine. Let's get crazy.
Well,
let's get nuts. That would be my thought.
And,
you want to do this,
and I
knock yourself out.
Yeah, I love that example.
But I don't believe acquiring LeBron ensures anything. Doesn't ensure a playoff.
Well,
I don't believe. And so my feeling would be, it'd be crazy. It'd be fun probably sometimes, but I don't think it's a serious basketball move that a super responsible organization would go down that road. I just don't. I got you. I don't see it.
And, I know Jimmy Butler is younger than LeBron James, and I appreciate that story. And you are right. The contrast from where they were at and how young they were when KD and just what they were as a franchise is totally different than now. So there's an old saying, Steiner, you can't fall from the floor. And to me right now in Warrior World, shout out Sheed, this is where we're at, the floor. And last year was the floor. It's still painful. It hurt. So what I do know, when you said and used the word ensure, what I do think this move would ensure is the Golden State Warriors, as currently constructed, would be a better basketball team come next year. And that's all I'm talking about. And that's my goal right now, partner, is to be better than you were last year and avoid that cockamamie play-in and give yourself a shot.
Am I the only person in the Bay who, I'm going to play it one more time, right. Jason Timpf. We had him on yesterday, the Volume Sports.
All I would say is this. If you look at this playoff run and you look at how flawed OKC was and you look at how flawed San Antonio is, you look at how flawed this New York team is, even the best teams that are playing at the very end here are flawed, beatable teams. I wouldn't want to see LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green in a playoff series. I just wouldn't want to see him. And so, again, like it would be puncher's chance in the purest sense. Yeah. No one's going to call them a top-tier contender, but that's one heck of a puncher's chance to be dealing with those two guys. Can you imagine just in the chess match of the half court on offense, just dealing with LeBron and Steph? Like, I just can't even imagine it.
Okay, man. And I'm trying to imagine it, but then I'm trying to imagine it a step further.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of the Warriors in the postseason putting a lineup out there of Curry, Butler, Draymond Green, LeBron James, and just for kicks, Al Horford. That team is so easy to guard, it's not even funny.
Until you have to guard them on paper.
You have to guard one guy, Curry.
Yeah. You got to guard LeBron, too.
I mean, but LeBron just stands.
Like, well, you already had Draymond. You don't got to guard him.
But that's my point. I mean, so you got Butler non-athletic, Draymond not athletic. LeBron's lost a lot of his athleticism.
So let me just jump in here.
They're just going to stand around.
So if that's how you feel, why do you think Mike D and Lakeup?
For show. It's for show.
But you already got a show in Steph Curry.
Well, you need more because what happened last year when he doesn't play? The interest just wanes. 888-957-9570. Let's go to David in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. What's up, David? How are you? David going once.
Sorry about that. I had you guys on mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
What's up, David?
I agree with Steiny. If LeBron does come here, it's all for show. They might not even make the play-in with LeBron. And if he comes here, that'll tell me the Warriors aren't really serious about winning. They're just trying to sell tickets. This team is so flawed, even with the healthy Steph and Jimmy. They were the 8th seed. And next year, teams won't be allowed to tank. So what are we going to really do with a healthy LeBron? And Steph who probably won't even play 40 games. It's time to blow the whole thing up. I know nobody wants to hear this, but I don't understand this holding on to the past and thinking Steph isn't going to win a 5th ring here. That's just the bottom line.
Damn.
Time to blow it up. Start off. Look, the Kings, who were intentionally trying to tank, had a better second half record than the Warriors. They went 10-16 after losing 15 straight. The Warriors were 8-19. And you all think that LeBron is going to change that? What are we really talking about here? And that's all I have to say.
Thanks, David. Very straightforward, succinct.
But doesn't mean he's right. And I'll tell David, you were 8-19, a lot of that too, and he's right. That part bothered me. The fact that the Kings' record was better than the Warriors. But let's put the biggest right on the table all day on the table. Stoney, brought to you by Echo Pest Control. Steph was hurt. It was over. We looked like a G League team. And then he was hurt. Jimmy was hurt.
But what he was saying was even with Jimmy and Steph, they were an 8 seed.
Okay, but now it's going to be Jimmy when he does come back. And I'm not even putting him in the equation. He's like dessert, cherry on top. But if you put LeBron, you think LeBron would sign up for okay, there's so many ways to look at it. The guru computer, Stoney, help me out. I'm at your doctor's office. The computer is. So everybody has their own reasons for this move. Or you think LeBron at this juncture, who's starving, we know for number 5.
Well, then why would he come in?
But my point is, if they got him to come here, unlike that caller who I love, that's telling me Bron thinks this thing could work.
It does not tell me that at all.
But let me finish. And Joe Lacob, if you guys are right, doing it for Chase is not empty. We are not 2 seasons in with Steph, and nobody knows, people aren't showing up.
Well, so that wouldn't be when he doesn't play.
Well, okay, but now your premise is when Steph doesn't play.
Which is half the year last year, though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And I think that's an anomaly.
If he misses, 30 games this year.
You still got box office going.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But do you kind of get my drift? LeBron is not coming here, leaving L.A. thinking, we're just going to lose. What's in it for him?
What's in it for him is he gets to fill his bucket list. It's a bucket list year.
Bucket list.
The reason if he doesn't go back to L.A., it's not because he thinks the Warriors are a better situation. It's going to be because he feels insulted by the Lakers. Wow. And so
he's doing it on his terms.
What are my other options? Wow. Cleveland, I don't know. I could always play with Steph Curry. And I'm sorry, I don't have this. I'm more skeptical. It's like, you're going to play with Steph Curry. Have fun.
I'm going to read this.
Knock yourself out, but you ain't scaring anybody.
Yeah, our boy Colin Burrow, 42, says, Guru, you're a LeBron fanboy. I'm not. I appreciate what he's done. Listen to what he says. He does not improve this roster. He actually makes it, I'm throwing in actually, he actually makes it worse. That I just vehemently disagree with.
I don't think he makes the roster worse. I'm talking about the team once they actually start playing on the floor. I have no idea.
And you know what? I'm getting mad at myself, but Jason Tim did it. Mike Wilbon, Tim Kawakami from the San Francisco Standard. We just had Frank Isola on, and he said, let me just throw it back to you. Do you think this is getting more realistic to you? Because I think LeBron's not leaving. That's why I don't want to get excited.
I mean, is it realistic? I guess a small chance it could happen. But everybody who's asked about it seems to say, it could happen. It could absolutely happen. Wow. Okay. Well, let's think about if it does happen and what it really means, and what the move would tell the Warrior fans.
Right.
What the move would indicate to Warrior fans about the direction of their team.
That's interesting,
I don't know.
Man.
And again, I'll say it again. I would much rather, and people say, it's a year, and we're not really going to matter. We're not, Okay, well, if you bring LeBron James here on a mid-level exception, the reality is you're signing a 42-year-old when you could sign somebody a lot younger who you might want to have part of your team in the next 3 years after Steph and whoever else is here are gone. And I'd like to, I would like to use that money on a functional player who can not only help us next year a little bit, but then hopefully down the line.
And I hear you, but I do have to follow up with this. What if the Warriors are going big game hunting in regard to name recognition and where LeBron's still at 41, and you brought up Simons and some other players, I forget the names, but what if the Warriors are looking at it, Stoney, like we can go find those type caliber players all day, every day. In the years coming up, as opposed to let's go get LeBron, ride this wave if it's that or a vibe. Hopefully we're better. But Steinies of the world, the Simons that you talk about, and there's another player you had mentioned.
Colin Sexton.
Yeah, we can go find those. There'll be those versions and that talent out there when we really just take the roof off this thing and start trying to really fix it.
Okay, so that's fine, but then you're guaranteeing you're going to be awful, I think.
Well, last year you were awful.
Right.
I thought that, like, Steiny, I'm serious. That was bad. And I know nobody did it by design.
Why do you think it's going to get better?
Well, I'm hoping, Curry, this new normal was just a line, and we get 60,
just a line.
55 to 60. I hear you.
It's just a line.
All right, I'll tell you what. I put you in positions where you don't win or you come off as a hater with some of these bets, and I get it, and that's not what you're trying to do. But, Steiny, you're not sitting across from me with your white Tulane shirt on telling me you would take a bet that Steph doesn't play more than 50 games next year, would you?
I wouldn't want to make a bet on a guy's health, but
that's not crazy to you?
I don't think he's going to play a lot next year. And what's a lot? I don't think he's going to play more than 60 games.
And I would take that.
I know you would, and you would be 40 and 42. That's my point.
What about LeBron?
Well, he's only playing 60, and Butler's only playing 40 next year at most. Like, they literally will have nights when they may not be able to field a team of their old guys. And I don't.
And why do you think they're going down this if it's true?
Because it's for entertainment value only. It's to get themselves back in the mix in terms of popularity and excitement. That's why I believe they would do it.
And I know you could throw something at me, it's fine. I feel like they have that, and that person is Steph Curry.
The arena was dead last year.
But he wasn't there to work a lot of it.
Exactly. But again, let's not talk ourselves into that. When Steph plays, we win, and it's always off the charts.
No,
the
he
reality
needs help now.
He is struggling to put together back-to-back games that are not spaced apart.
Because he's got to do everything.
Okay, so you tell me how they're going to be better next year.
Jimmy coming back midway, hopefully. And bringing LeBron in, this 11th pick, if you say he needs to be relied on. Guy Santos, Pods. I'm just spouting the names. And, and Horford.
That's all they are. They're names. They're more names now than players. Is kind of the way I look at it, is, Jimmy Butler's a great name. He'll play 36 games next year. Steph Curry's a great name. Can we get 60 out of him? LeBron James, one of the greatest 60. I can't.
I'm going to use the word irony.
I just don't think you can go through a season like that. And for goodness sakes, here's the other thing that just kind of bothers me about it is, I have to hear Mike Dunleavy and Steve Kerr at the end of the season talk about, we've got to start acquiring players who can play back-to-backs.
Yeah.
And so
I got you.
It's also exhibiting to me they don't have a plan right now, which is fine because we're not at free agency yet. But they don't have a plan.
But the Giants don't have a plan, it seems like. How's that working out? Steiny, you should always have a plan.
Well, they did have a plan. Do you want to keep going with Pods and those guys? And they've got to pivot. They don't have any good young players. None.
Okay.
Pods is okay.
This bothers me, and I just want to say it, and you could say, where did that come from, Goo? You out there, not you, Steiny, but it's okay because I'm going to use the word irony. Steph Curry has carried Draymond Green for so long, and Draymond's brought a lot to the table. But what bothers me and why I brought up the word irony, Steiny, is now when Steph is aging and now he needs offensive help, he can't look at Draymond Green and say, hey, can you help a brother out? Because the things that Draymond excelled at and did, even when we still needed to go get Durant, those days are over. And now I look at Draymond like in the years that the chef needs more help, you can't supply him.
That's not fair to Draymond.
It's not fair?
No. He's played out of position his whole career. One of the things we said about Draymond 8 years ago was the wear and tear of guarding bigger guys constantly is probably not going to bode well for the end of his career. That is proving to be true.
So rip up. So opt out, we'll get you two new ones in.
What?
Is that what's going to?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. But what I'm saying is, like, this is what I don't get. You're sky high about LeBron, but then in the next sentence you talk about how significantly limited Draymond Green is, and those days are over. So you said it yourself, like they don't have the wherewithal to put together a year with these guys who are so old.
Well, it starts by being available.
Well, Draymond was available.
I'm just talking about stylistically, man. LeBron's going to be, they talked about turnovers real quick here. Kerr and Dunleavy, I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of high schoolish, but it is what it is. Oh, turnovers, we're going to practice. Whatever that means, we'll see. But LeBron James is a G. And when I say a G, Steiny.
G's don't win. G's don't win anymore. Like, well, seriously, G's don't win anymore. When are we going to get that through our head?
Well, SGA is a G.
He's 28.
Oh, well.
I'm talking about these 40-year-olds.
OGs. No, I'm in G like gangsters, but yeah, you saying OG. My point being, LeBron can not only facilitate, he can go on the block, that to fade away, turn around. Like, he can steal a locomotive coming downhill when he can do it. So I look at that like, man, that changes a lot.